Thank you so much for clicking on this video and showing your support. Welcome to ALL reading. In today's reading, we will be doing a general love reading for the collective here. And so with that, we'll start with a energy read. So I do have Spirit to come into these cards, show us and identify what exactly is the energy that our amazingly talented, sexy Scorpios are embodying right now when it comes to their love. For our Scorpios, change. So it says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Change. Okay, I'm wondering what that means, Scorpio. We're about to see though. We're about to see. Now next I'll go ahead and pull an angel number. Of course, with our angel numbers, these are your spirit guides trying to make a message out to you, so that way you can understand what's really going on in your life. So with this, you might see this number when you're, driving, walking, billboards, time, really anywhere, to be honest with you. And so just keep in mind what you're feeling when you do see this particular number, what's going on around you, what's going on inside of you, to really understand what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. In regards to spirit guides as well, of course, with this being more of a general love reading, not everything's going to resonate with you. So I definitely recommend that you call on your spirit guides throughout this reading, so that way you can discern what is meant for you and what you should definitely leave here at the table and you should not take with you. Okay, so with that being said, Spirit shows exactly what synchronicities are our Scorpios going through right now. 666, reflection. So I know a lot of times 666 is a little bit scary, but it doesn't technically mean the scary parts of it. What the 666 number means is reflection. So it says that when you allow time for reflection, you allow yourself to see where inner shifts are needed. It is time for you to look at your beliefs and ask, is this serving me, or is it time for me to release this? Reflect, refocus, and readjust. For your affirmation, I have, as I refocus on what serves my highest good, I feel myself shift into my highest self. And that's reflection 666 with change. So I definitely think those go hand in hand together. So very interested in what your love reading is all about. So we'll go ahead and jump right on in. So for our amazingly talented, phenomenal Scorpios, please show us exactly what lessons that they've learned in the past, what's coming up in their present, their future, what are their hopes and dreams, and what do you need to tell them, Spirit? What do you have in store for them? For their past, for their present, okay. For their future, wow. What are they doing right now? What's going on in their environment? How about for their hopes and dreams and fears and their long-term future? And we'll get one more to help me understand that future. Oh, wow, nice. Okay, great. So let me go ahead and take a look at all the cards to really see what the Spirit is really trying to tell you today, Scorpio. Let's take a look. Okay, Scorpio, so I'm loving what I'm seeing. Definitely it's gonna be, I can see how change and reflection kind of came about, but let's get right into it. So to start us off, of course, we'll talk about the past. So in your past, I did get the Two of Wands. What the Two of Wands is really showing me is that in the past, you really had to make a decision. It was like, should I stay with this person? Should I leave? Like, I think you guys went through something that really broke you because, with Scorpios, it's hard for you guys to forgive, and things like that. And so I think something really hurt you where you're like, I really love this person, but I'm just not sure. Like, I'm just not sure if I should stay with this person. Like, I'm hurt too bad, or maybe you hurt them too badly. And you're just like, I don't know if this is the right step I should take. And this is really for our long-term relationships and those in like marriages and things like that. I think there was something that really wrecked your world a little bit. And so it really made you contemplate, like, is this the right person for me? Should I stay in this relationship? And so what you really had to do at that time is really kind of go within and answer that question from the heart, and really use your intuition to really see, is this the right fit for me? And so I definitely see that you were really kind of at odds with yourself. I mean, just kind of trying to figure out which way to go. But I can tell you, no matter what decision you made at this time, it was the right decision for you, whether that was to stay or whether it was to go. It was what you really needed. With this Two of Wands, it shows me that you couldn't make a wrong decision, because each one had a positive path ahead of it, but it just depends on which one you want it to take. So there wasn't really a bad like path or a bad choice. It was just a choice that you and only you needed to make based on your intuition, based on your own heart. And then for my singles, I definitely see that you were kind of at odds too, but instead of it being like, should I stay or should I go? For my singles, I think it was more so like, should I focus just on my career or should I even get into a relationship? I think in the past, you're kind of weighing out like, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Where do I see my next few months going and my long-term future as well? So I definitely see that was going on for the past for you Scorpios. Now, going into your present and what's kind of going on right now, I do see that you got the Ace of Cups, which definitely means that there's something, a type of new beginning. Maybe if you did decide to stay from the past, you know, you're onto a different track and maybe you change your perspective a little bit and you're like, okay, I'm ready for this new beginning. That's really going to fill your heart. In some capacity, it's really going to make you feel like you made the right decision. Your heart's going to feel like very, very full in essence. Now, with that being said, I definitely see if it's not like maybe you decided not to stay with this person, then I do see a new beginning with perhaps someone else, or even self-love where you're like, okay, I need to take some time to myself and really just focus on me and showing myself that I love me, because when you love yourself, you definitely attract others to love you as well. And so I definitely think it was kind of either way you went from your decision, it really provided some type of new beginning for you. Now, and that's going to be for my married couples as well as my people in long-term relationships. Now, for those who are single, I definitely see that this was a really big new beginning for yourself that really kind of allowed you to play on your creativity. Maybe instead of, if you didn't really have any prospects going on right now, then I definitely think it's something where you're starting a new beginning and something creative, some type of project that you're really, really excited about that's really going to bring joy to your heart as well. But yes, that's definitely what I see here in that present tense. Now, going into another piece of you. So with the Ace of Cups, that definitely shows me kind of your situation right now, but who you are right now, what you're really going through like internally is really going to be the Devil. So don't get scared at all. The Devil is actually, I think it's a really great card to actually get, because it shows you that you're rebirthing, you're doing something different, you're changing it up. And so with this particular card, I definitely can see that, yes, maybe it could be an end of your relationship right now. Like maybe you decide to in your past, you're like, okay, I'm definitely ready to just kind of let this go and move forward and just not be that person. So it could definitely mean that right now you're going through kind of a breakup right now. You're ending something with somebody, you're moving forward without them. But I also kind of feel as though for some of you that are in relationships that you decided to stay actually. And what this is showing me is that you changed the OU, where you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna let anyone, this is their last chance. I'm not gonna let anyone, mistreat me. I'm not gonna let anyone talk to me a certain way. You're like, I'm putting new boundaries down. I'm changing my perspective. I'm a whole new person, and no one's gonna get the old me again, including the person that I'm with. And so I definitely can see that was something that happened here. And so I think with you allowing that change to happen, whether you decided to leave them all together or decided to stay, I definitely see that it brought in some new love for you. It actually, that change that happened, right? That change that happened, it actually opened up the door to allow a more positive relationship to build, a more positive you to build, whichever way that you went. Because again, it really didn't matter which way you went, because they were both good outcomes for you. But I definitely see with this Devil of you right now is like you took the time to reflect, you took the time to change who you are. You really were like, okay, I gotta change these patterns, I gotta change who I am because I'm a better person. This situation changed my heart and changed who I was. And so now that I changed, I'm a whole new person. So I definitely see this as the Devil. So again, don't be scared of it. I definitely feel as though it was a change that was needed for your soul, was needed for your life. So that way you can get on course of your highest good. And so that's what I definitely see here. Now, the next thing that I see coming into your present is definitely, not your present, sorry, your future, your near future. And that's anywhere from now to about 5 months. So I did get the Six of Wands. And what the Six of Wands shows me is that you're going to be having some victory in love. I feel like things are going to kind of come together since you changed your perspective, you made a decision, and you're going for that decision. I definitely see that you guys are going to be coming together and working things out. And I see that all your efforts are really, really going to pay off, where you're going to feel as though, okay, I did this, we're doing this, this is a new me, we're growing, we're going ahead. And I see that everything is moving forward very, very nicely. Of course, it's not like galloping in, like fast forward, because you can't forget the past, which a lot of us can't. But with that being said, I feel as though you're like, hey, yeah, I'm still hurt in some aspects, but we are moving forward together, and it's something beautiful. And if you did find that you were single, I definitely see that you're going to find something, a potential relationship that is going to start to move forward as well, and it's going to be moving forward very nicely the way that you were always hoping it would. So I definitely see victory and love in a sense, and a new kind of outlook on life as well. So then the next thing I wanted to get into is your environment. So I see right now that you have the Seven of Pentacles, which this is really showing me is that, Scorpio, you're like, okay, if I'm going to stay with this person, or if I'm going to leave, let me get my finances together. Let me plan out my goals, like what I see myself. I think this is like a time that you're really kind of manifesting and really planning out, like, okay, did I make the right decision? If I did, then okay, what's the next step? Because you know finances play a big part in everything. That's why it is the Pentacles. So definitely finances play a big part inside relationships. So I can definitely see here that you're like, okay, we're here. Now let me go ahead and plan and what's next for me and what's next for us. And I definitely see it's going to be something that's going to be impacting your finances and what you're kind of thinking about. So I definitely see that, Scorpio, you may be out kind of looking for new work right now. You might be looking at new investments and things like that, but you're looking to see a long-term future with this person and your finances to go along with that. There's a lot of planning in your environment right now. And then I will say as well, for like my singles out there too, don't want to forget about you guys, of course, but our singles out there, I can definitely see that you're starting to save. There's a lot of saving going on right now. I think you did kind of choose your career in the past. Based on this card here, I can definitely see that perhaps you did choose your career. And so since you're more so focused on yourself and your career, I can definitely see that you're in this environment of just in savings. Like, I got to save for this. I got to make sure I make things happen. Like, I got to do for me, you know, I got to handle this. And so I definitely see that you guys are making some good strides towards your savings. So that's really good. Now, talking about your hopes, fears, and dreams. So I did get the Seven of Swords, and this really showed me more of your fear. So I think you're more so fearful. I think you went through a situation. I think it's like your past situation when you had to make a decision. I think you went through this situation that really broke you. I'm going to say that again because I definitely understand that happens. But when I say that it broke you with the Seven of Swords, I think there was some type of third party involved. I think that there was some type of deceit or someone not telling the full truth. And so you're really fearful to continue this relationship because you're already continuing it. Or if you decided to end it, you decided to end it. But either way, now that you're in a new relationship or you're getting into a new relationship or you're continuing your old relationship, I definitely can see that you're still fearful. You're holding on to this fear that, you know, they're probably gonna cheat on me again. They're probably gonna be deceitful again. I just like, I'm so scared. Like, I just see that you are really fearful of being hurt the way that they hurt you last time. That I don't think you're really forgiving them completely, to be honest with you. And you're definitely not forgetting either. I think you're really holding on to that pain. And I know it's really, really hard to let go. But I definitely see that it's became a huge fear of yours to be lied to have any type of deception around you. And so you're really, really scared of that. So I can definitely see that fear. What I would definitely recommend is just to be a little bit more conscious and a little bit more wary of being fully in trust. I know Scorpio's like, if I don't trust you, I just don't trust you. But I think with that, it also takes time for reflection and to take a look within to see exactly how did I even get here to begin with? Like, how did that all happen to make sure that if you are continuing a relationship or getting into a new relationship, that you're able to release this past pain that you have so that way you're not bringing it along into every relationship that you have. And so definitely can see that that's kind of a fear that you have, but I can definitely see that you will be overcoming this if you're willing to release the pain or release the past. So it's definitely up to you because there's definitely change that needs to take place here. So that way you can release your mind of this type of trauma that you're going through and that you've been through before. Now, the next thing I want to get into is your long-term future, which is anywhere from now, until 5 months all the way up until 14 months. I did get the moon. And so to help me get clarity on that, I also got the chariot. And what this really showed me is that starting here at the moon, you definitely have some deep unconscious pain and lessons that you need to learn. I think there's a lot of trauma there that you need to heal from. You need to grieve from first and then heal from that. I can definitely see that you're going to be going and doing some shadow work where you're kind of seeing, okay, again, what's the root cause of this? How did I even get here? How did this pain like engulf me so heavily? I think you're going to be really challenged to do a lot of reflection and a lot of times to embrace the change that your shadow side and this moon is going to bring onto you, because this is really your card, Scorpio. Like, this is you. So like, there's change that needs to go there, and having this Chariot here, it definitely shows me that there's some spiritual lessons that you need to learn. There's lessons that you need so that way you can overcome these past pains and this past hurt that is keeping you kind of trapped in your mind. It's holding on to your fears. And, we don't do fears. Like, we don't do fears because we don't want to bring that about and bring more of that. So I definitely see that in the future, you are going to look and say, okay, I need to do some more reflection, and it is really time for change. And it's going to be your soul pushing you to make these huge change, these huge leaps. You see that there's like this moon card, you have the shadow here, and it's kind of like calling out to them saying, hey, go into the cave, because your shadow side, you need to overcome that. And so you're going to go full-fledged, I can see, into your shadow with this Chariot. And if you do decide to stay in a relationship and work on that shadow side, I can see once you heal, it's going to bring leaps and bounds, and it's going to really bring a lot of joy and success into your relationship right now. So definitely is going to become a time where you have to work on the shadow side. No matter how much you don't want to, you have to embrace it. And so that way you can get exactly what you're looking for. But through all of this, you definitely will need to go through a lot of change and a lot of reflection on where you're at right now, why you're there, regroup, refocus, and get to your finish line that you're looking for. But just know that you will have to embrace that change, and don't try to resist it. And yeah, that's definitely what I have for you today, Scorpio. So with that being said, I hope that this particular reading does help you in some sense, and it makes you realize that change is on its way and that there may be some need for some reflection. And I hope it gives you reassurance as well that you didn't make the wrong decision in your past. And of course, our past leads us to our current present, and our present leads us to our future. So I definitely see that with change, and if you learn to embrace change and work on your shadow side, you're gonna get to that beautiful, everlasting love that you're looking for, that you truly want. It's just gonna take some work. You just gotta work on yourself. And I think sometimes we forget about ourselves and our self-love. And so just remember that you need that. You definitely need that. So with that said, we'll go ahead and do our decision maker. So I'm gonna give you a few moments here to go ahead and think of a question. The answer will be either never, always, yes, no, or maybe. Of course, this is going to serve more of it as an affirmation than like your concrete answer, I would say, because you know the answer within yourself. Just like you made the decision previously, you know what's the best answer for you. This should just, again, serve as an affirmation for you. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and drop it. So here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the answer is yes, Scorpio. It's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes, for sure. So that's what I have for you today, Scorpio. I again hope that this was very helpful for you. If you really enjoyed the reading and found some, substance in it, please go ahead and like, subscribe, as well as ring that bell button so that way you can be notified whenever I do release another video for you all. But with that said, I want to just thank you. I love you, and we'll definitely see you next time. Bye, guys.